Hey, paranormal soldiers. Welcome back to Bad to the Bone Paranormal, the only place where ghosts are real, the tea is hot, and nobody's pretending we don't enjoy a little bit of chaos. We do. I'm Angelina, if you haven't seen me before, and tonight we're diving into a world where people claim they can bend spoons with their mind. Okay, I'm going to try that later. Talk to your dead grandma, and levitate during a seance, all while keeping a straight face. Honestly, if I could move things with my brain, then shit, I would have my refrigerator open itself up every morning at 2:30 in the morning and hand me a fucking snack. But here we are. We're talking about psychics, seers, telekinetics, and a good old seance circuit. You guys know about seances. And of course, we will be talking about the Fox sisters. They gave us fake ghost knocks and nationwide hysteria. Long before TikTok witches and overpriced psychic hotlines, people have claimed to have supernatural abilities, whether it's reading the future, hearing spirits, or flinging objects with their mind. There's always someone out there saying, "Yep, I've got the gift." And there's always been an audience ready to eat it up with a spoon, a bent spoon, if you ask a telekinetic. Let's rewind way back. We're talking ancient Greece, baby. The Oracle of Delphi was basically the original hotline psychic. High priestesses would inhale some questionable vapors, fall into a trance, and deliver cryptic messages from the gods. So basically, they were stoned out of their minds, and everybody was like, yeah, this chick, she can talk to the dead and tell the future. Smoke another doobie. As centuries rolled on, the vibe didn't really change, just the packaging. Medieval Europe brought us seers and mystics who claimed divine visions. Fast forward a bit, and by the 1800s, people were obsessed with the idea that you could talk to the dead. Enter the spiritualist movement, a Victorian era craze where people legit thought Aunt Edna came through a rickety table to spill family secrets. I mean, nothing says bonding with the afterlife like flickering candles, moaning in the dark. Wait, we are still talking about seances, right? This spiritualist explosion gave rise to a whole new kind of celebrity, the medium. These folks claim to be the human Wi Fi between this world and the next, and leading the charge was the Fox sisters. These girls were the blueprint. Two teenagers in 1848 who said they could talk to a ghost in their house by hearing mysterious rappings. Ghost knocks, basically. People ate it up. They went from small town creep fest to national phenomenon, performing live seances, gaining fans, and raking in the fucking cash. And it all started with some creepy knocks behind the wall, which turned out to be one of them cracking their toes. I'm not kidding. Ghost, no. That was some Olympic level fucking toe snapping. All right, now that we've met the OG spiritual influencers, shout out to the Fox sisters and their crunchy ass toes, let's break down some of the wild powers people say they have, starting with the crowd favorite telekinesis, the ability to move things with your mind. No touching, no strings, just you, your brain, and that spoon over there doing gymnastics. Dr. Uri Geller, the Israel illusionist who made bending spoons a full time career. He was bending cutlery on TV, supposedly with just his thoughts. I mean, impressive. Sure. But if my psychic powers could only bend spoons, I'd be asking for a refund. At least let me unlock the ability to change a traffic light or something useful. Skeptics later exposed a bunch of his mind tricks as, well, just tricks. Magician James Randi even did it better without pretending to be a psychic.
Would you welcome, please, Uri Geller?
Johnny had been a magician himself and was skeptical. I was asked to help prevent any trickery.
Nice to see you.
Thanks.
We have only met...
This scares me.
This scares you? Well, we just got some things together here. And
I told them to provide their own props and not to let Geller or his people anywhere near them.
Also, one of our staff members did some drawings which have been sealed in an envelope, and I'd like you to take your own pace when you feel like you want to try anything.
Right.
Do you want to try that particular experiment first?
When I'll feel for it.
When
okay?
you... Sure.
We'll start eliminating the ones that do not have the water.
All right, without touching them.
He is really suspicious, you know. I'm having a hard time with you.
Look, I don't mean to be, Uri. I really don't.
Just keep looking. Okay, let me rest a little, all right?
All right.
You know, I'm surprised because before this program, your producer came and he read me at least 40 questions you're going to ask me.
Well, I can ask you all kinds of questions if you'd like me to ask you questions.
I have to have time. And,
Art, we are back. Uri was telling me you don't feel, what, strong tonight?
I don't
Is that...
feel strong. It's not all tonight. Right now I'm feeling being pressed and then I can't...
Well, I'm not trying to press you. I really not.
No, you're only telling me, well, will you try that or that?
Well, I thought that was the idea of... No, I'm not trying to put you down.
Let's talk about clairvoyance and remote viewing. Clairvoyance is basically claiming you can see things that aren't there. Remote viewing takes it a step further, seeing places you've never been in real time with your mind. Yeah, this got so serious that the US government spent actual money in the 1970s and 80s to test it. It was called Project Stargate. They legit trained psychics to spy on Russia from a beanbag chair in Maryland. Sir, we've located the nuclear base. I saw it right in my third eye in the middle of my forehead and my weed stash. Let's talk about psychometry. Psychometry is when someone touches an object and suddenly knows all its juicy history. Ooh, this hairbrush belonged to a sad lady from 1842 and she had 12 cats. Sure, Jan, it's like Antique Roadshow meets Ghost Whisperer. Let's talk about astral projection. Now we're getting spicy. Astral projection is when your soul decides, be right back, and pieces out of your body to go exploring other dimensions, planes, and sometimes other people's bedrooms. If someone tells you they astrally projected themselves into your room last night, run. Just run. Mediums don't just talk to spirits. Some say they become them, letting spirits speak through them, full possession style. This is where it gets really messy. From wild accents suddenly showing up to a full-blown spirit monologue about the other side. It's a lot. If I ever get possessed, please make sure the ghost that possesses me at least has good grammar and a decent playlist. Minimum standards. Minimum standards. Now you've got TikTok psychics, crystal healers, Reiki masters, and people on YouTube doing live readings with a bowl of water and 2 fucking forks. Some are sincere, some are scammers, and some are just really, really bored. But here's the deal. Belief in this stuff is older than most religions. Whether it's real, fake, or somewhere in the blurry middle, people want to believe, especially when it comes to grief, uncertainty, or finding meaning in chaos. Or maybe they just really wanted the spoon to bend. I don't fucking know. People are weird. People are weird. All right. So we've got spoon benders, psychic spies, astral travelers who apparently need no passport. And now we're heading into the meat of the seance sandwich, the Fox sisters, the rise of the spiritualist movement, and how a couple of teenage girls faked their way into the Supernatural Hall of Fame. Trust me, you don't want to miss this next part, especially if you enjoy your petty drama, foot cracking, and the birth of a paranormal empire. So let's go back to where it all started and where the spirits apparently won't shut the fuck up. All right, let's set the scene. The year's 1848. The place, Hydesville, New York, a sleepy little village where nothing much happens until two teenage girls say, "Hey, there's a ghost in our house and it won't shut the fuck up." Meet Maggie and Kate Fox, 14 and 11 years old, who claimed their house was haunted by a spirit that communicated through knocking sounds. Because nothing says supernatural presence like aggressive wall tapping. Apparently, the ghost just really wanted some attention, or maybe it was bored. I don't know. They developed a code: one knock for yes, two knocks for no. Simple stuff, right? The local community was shook. Word spread, and people flocked to their home to witness the miracle. Before long, these girls went from small town weirdos to celebrity mediums. Joined by their older sister, they took their act on the road. Literally, they started touring, holding public seances, channeling spirits, and making stacks of fucking cash. They weren't just talking to dead uncles and sad Victorian children. No, no. They were pulling off some of the first viral paranormal stunts of the modern era. No YouTube, no TikTok, just creepy toe cracking and a flair for the dramatic. Now, here's where it gets real juicy. Years later, Maggie, the older sister, confessed the spirit rapping was fake. Then how'd they do it? Toe cracking. That's right. The ghost, it was coming from inside the foot. You better believe it. They learned to crack their toe joints in a way that echoed through the room, and somehow no one fucking noticed. People were so desperate to believe in the afterlife, they never questioned the haunted pedicure noises they were hearing. But wait, after Maggie's confession, their older sister basically was like, "Girl, shut up," and tried to keep the act alive. Because, money talks, and apparently so do feet. Despite the reveal, it was too late. The damage or the influence was done. The spiritualist movement exploded. Suddenly, everyone and their mom was holding seances, lighting candles, and waiting for ghostly knocks. Tables were flying, people were channeling spirits, and mysterious substances called ectoplasm would ooze out of the medium's mouth and nose like the world's grossest party trick. Imagine going to a seance and someone starts coughing up ghost goo. I'd be like, "No, thank you, Brenda. I'm out." Most of it was debunked: hidden wires, secret accomplices, and a whole lot of showmanship. But it didn't matter. The public was fucking hooked. Fox Sisters set off a chain reaction that influenced everything from paranormal research to modern ghost hunting. Even today, their legacy lives on in every ghost show that sets up spirit boxes, every psychic medium on stage telling strangers that a man with the letter R is coming through. It's always the letter R, not the letter Q. Like, are there any ghosts named Quentin? Their story is a perfect storm of belief, grief, money, and performance. Were they scam artists? Victims of their own fame? Paranormal pioneers? Maybe all three? So, to recap, two teenagers with poppin' toe joints basically started a global movement, made bank, got exposed, and still somehow managed to shape the entire way we talk to spirits. Honestly, icon behavior here. But the story doesn't stop in the 1800s. Oh no, because while the Fox sisters were tapping their way into history, the world kept evolving. Now we've got modern mediums, televised psychics, and people charging $400 or more to tell you your aura looks stressed. What? Let's take a look at today's supernatural entrepreneurs. All right, let's fast forward from toe cracking seances and Victorian drama to the wild world of today's psychics. And a spoiler, it's louder, glossier, and definitely more expensive. Let's start with the psychics who made it to the big leagues, aka TV psychics. Let's talk about Teresa Caputo, the Long Island medium. Big hair, big nails, and she can apparently walk into a deli and tell your dead uncle regrets not showing up to your Little League game. Imagine just ordering a sandwich and then you get a reading. And you're like, yeah, can I have a turkey on rye? And by the way, your grandma says, stop fucking dating losers. The real psychic glow up, it's all happening online. TikTok and YouTube are flooded with modern mystics claiming they can read your energy from a thumbnail photo and a couple of fucking emojis. You've got tarot readers pulling daily cards for the collective, witches doing spell work tutorials, and psychic intuitives who say they feel your aura through the screen. If my aura can be read on Wi Fi, then I'm logging out. I'm out. Some of it is wholesome, some of it is straight up chaos. And yes, some of it is just really good acting with a side of Etsy shop promotion. Now let's talk about money because this ain't charity work, folks. Modern mediums charge anywhere from $20 to $2,000 per reading. Want to talk to your dead pet turtle? That'll be $350. Shit, if I'm paying that much, that ghost better end up in 4K resolution and doing me a little dance. Mm-hmm. Look, some of these folks really believe they've got the gift. Others, not so much. Scandals over cold readings and scripted shows have made people skeptical, and rightfully so. The truth is, it's a mixed bag. Some are frauds, some are sincere, and some are just really good at reading body language, trauma, and subtle clues you didn't realize that you were even giving away. So, why do we keep going back? Why are we still obsessed with psychics and mediums, even in a world of smartphones, science, and Google? Because we want connection to the past, to the lost loved ones, to something bigger. It's comforting to believe someone, anyone, has answers when life gets messy. Even if those answers came from a lady with 19 cats and a dream catcher collection and a spirit guide named Steve. Now, if you thought I was a smartass about mediums and psychic hotlines, let me introduce to you the OG skeptics of Snark, Penn and Teller. These two didn't just dabble in calling out paranormal fakery, they turned it kind of into an art form. On their show Bullshit, they took down everything from homeopathy to ghost hunters, but when it came to psychics and mediums, oh honey, they did not hold the fuck back. According to Penn and Teller, many so called psychics are basically grief vampires, feeding off people's trauma to make a quick fucking buck.
Okay, but if you want to say it outright, you blew on the paper, you put spin on your fingers and touched the match, and I glanced at my watch and you moved the other one ahead. They were all at that time anyway.
Ouch. But also accurate. They broke down how these folks use classic cold reading tricks, stuff like vague statements, reading body language, fishing for info, and make it feel like a magical revelation. Their take is if mediums were really talking to the dead, they wouldn't need to ask you a damn thing. They'd just say, "Hi, I'm your Uncle Sal. I died choking on kielbasa and left 8,000 in a Folgers can." But nah, we always get the letter M, or maybe R, or "Are you regretting something?" Like, come on, Brenda, the gig is up. Penn and Teller even called out entire psychic hotlines for using trained scripts and surveillance to fish for info before the reading even starts. And they didn't say these people were harmless. They said it was dangerous, especially when vulnerable folks are manipulated out of their money, their trust, and sometimes even their ability to grieve properly. So their conclusion is most mediums aren't gifted. They're performers, and not the good kind, not Broadway, more like emotional pickpockets at a high school talent show. If the ghost of Houdini had Yelp, he would give them 1 star and a middle finger emoji. Now, does that mean all psychics are scammers? Not necessarily, but if Penn and Teller were your paranormal tour guides, they'd tell you to bring salt, skepticism, and a solid refund policy. So, yeah, when Penn and Teller tell you that your spiritual guru is full of shit, it's kind of hard to argue. These guys have built a career on exposing illusions. And they say mediumship is just a lucrative business. This doesn't mean that everyone with a deck of tarot cards is a fraud. But if they're charging you $900 to talk to your goldfish, then you might want to double check your credit card and your common sense. So, what did we learn, my paranormal soldiers? From ancient oracles and toe tapping teens to TikTok tarot queens and channeling your ex's dead hamster, the world of supernatural abilities is a hot, sparkly mess. But it's our mess. Whether it's real or fake, or just a coping mechanism wrapped up in sage smoke, people keep looking for magic in the chaos. And hey, maybe the real power is that we're all just trying to feel a little less alone. Or maybe we just want someone to explain why our kitchen lights flicker when we're using a microwave to make pizza rolls. So, my paranormal soldiers, thank you for sticking with me through this ride, guys. And remember, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you want more truth, tea, and haunted nonsense every week. Until next time, keep your crystals charged and your bullshit detector sharper, and always stay bad to the bone. Love, peace, and hair grease, my babies. I am out.
I feel nauseous, believe me. Never had a lot of shit come easy. Had to work hard, struggle just to be me. Had to rise up just so they could see me. Did what I had to do just to feed me. And what was left over I put towards my dreaming. But the only thing in life that has meaning are the things you gotta work for, believe me. Take into your hands a plan, your own hands can land your own brand. And damn, I feel like no one takes accountability. They want the credibility, convincingly unwilling to put in the fucking hours it takes to get some power. Don't be fucking sour, take a cold shower. Scream until you're louder, work until you're prouder. And fuck all the doubters, they're just fucking downers. I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm pissed off at these fucking clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown. I'm just telling you to fight for your dreams, but it's not what it seems. Man, it's hard to be seen when everybody wants to be king. Yeah, they all wanna ring, yeah, we all wanna be free. So show me what you got, what you bring, how you fight in the ring, how you take a fucking swing. Do you got heart, are you mean? Got some scars, got some needs, are you willing to go bleed? I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm pissed off at these fucking clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown. I swear to God they all let me down.